Hey guys, Emma from K-On here, and today we're going to take a closer look at our rear door range. So if you're considering whether a rear door setup might be suitable for you, there are a few things you'll want to keep in mind. First is the way you like to travel. This setup is a really versatile platform for road trips. So things like quick lunches, tea and coffee on the go, even putting out the laptop or the camera, shooting off a quick email or processing some photos. If you like to keep it simple when you go camping, this might be all you need. So what about if you tow? Maybe you've got a caravan or a camper van, maybe you've got a tent and a marquee, and when you get to a great spot, you really just want to spread out for a few nights. So if you are the kind of person who loves to have a base camp style setup, the last thing, as you'll know, that you want to do after setting up all your camping gear is to pack it all back into the car to go to the local waterfall. So having something like this, where you've got the table, you've got your lunch, coffee, tea essentials ready to go for the day, can be really helpful on those little trips out. We've also seen people use these tables for really unexpected things too, things like gear maintenance, servicing. We've even seen people put small dogs up on the table to dry them after being at the beach. Now we've got a range of vehicles here, and each one has a unique setup that's designed to suit that vehicle. Across our range, you'll see two different types. You'll have tables like this that are fixed to the rear door trim, and these are often accompanied by rear door cages. The other options include replacement rear door cards. Regardless of which one we make for your vehicle, there is one thing that you're going to want to make sure you have, and that's enough room. Now we generally say that a minimum of 35mm is recommended to any accessories that you have installed in your vehicle. That includes things like drawers, fridges, cages, etc. The point at which you should measure this might change from vehicle to vehicle. We often say that a good rule of thumb is to take it from the outermost points of the rear door trim, as they generally sit closest and furthest into the vehicle cargo space. Just make sure to identify things that might protrude into the space that the rear door table occupies, things like latches or handles. If you don't have enough clearance, some drawer setups do actually allow you to move the wings or even the whole set of drawers themselves further into the vehicle, but this does vary from one manufacturer to the next. Now let's talk about the one thing these tables all have in common, and that is the table. All of our tables are secured with these bungee cords and buttons, which help keep the table secure. These are paired with small rubber bumpers, and together they're critical in ensuring that the table remains rattle-free. You might see some manufacturers opt for small metal brackets as a way of allowing the table to lift and drop. But in our experience, these are not as effective at reducing vibration and road noise, which is what you're going to want when you're in the car for hours on a corrugated road. Instead, we use adjustable paracord. Now, on some models, you might notice that one end is tied closed, but there'll always be at least one end, usually the table end, that's woven through and left free. This weave is actually really clever. What it does is it gives you the ability to very quickly adjust the leveling of your table when you're parked, say on unlevel ground, without the need for untying and retying a knot. Fun fact, the paracord is glow in the dark too. So what about what fits on the table? Well, the answer is, it depends. All our tables are different, and they're designed to fit the proportions of each vehicle. But the individual measurements for each table can be found online. The other thing our tables all have in common is that they're rated to hold 10 kilos, and they'll fit most conventional camp stoves, including some of the bigger ones like the Coleman Hyperflame series. Now, let's talk cages. If we look at the Prado 150, the 120, or the Gen 4 Pajero, you'll notice that we do a variety of cages to suit the individual recesses in each of these vehicles. The great thing about these cages is you can pick and choose which ones suit your individual setup, giving you the flexibility to build your ultimate rear door storage space. So if you own one of these vehicles, you'll no doubt know that these cavities are used to store things like basic tools. And there's every chance that you've already relocated those tools into a toolkit of your own. That's often the case, and that means that these cavities are the perfect place for storing other things. If we look at the Prado here, we've got three different cage types: the original cage, the caddy, and the utensil cage. If we look at the Pajero over here, we've got the center cage and then the two pocket cages. Each of these cages serve different purposes and fit different items, so let's take a closer look. Now, if we look at the Prado here, the original cage is perfect for slightly bulkier items, things like tea and coffee, spreads, noodles, we've got bin bags, canned goods, etc. The caddy is perfect for smaller, more compact items, so things like spices, sauces, little insect repellents, wipes, matches, that kind of thing. The utensil cage is, you guessed it, great for utensils. In this one we've got plates, we've got forks and knives, we've even got dishwashing liquid and a dish brush, anything that is quite tall and thin. We also have this bungee here, which helps keep these taller items in place so they don't fall forward and out of the cage. If we look at the Pajero, you'll see it follows a similar scenario. The center cage here is perfect for those bulkier items, while these side cages are perfect for taller ones. And they offer quite a bit of depth too. And the Pajero even has this factory recess too, which is perfect for extra stuff. Now what you might have noticed all these cages have in common is this slot pattern on the front. Now this isn't just decorative. This pattern is actually Molle-compatible. Now Molle is a really secure method of attachment that you will find on things like pouches and bags. And it's a great way to bolt extra accessories onto the front of these cages if you're not using them with a table. We make a bunch of accessories that are compatible with our tables too. And this is why you'll see the same table profile across most of our range. These add-ons include the rear door chopping board, which clips in, or the kitchenette, which enables you to easily add a sink. So what about the all-important question? How does it last? All of our tables and cages are made from stainless steel, and most of them come in this durable black textured powder coat. A few of our range also come in a natural stainless brushed finish. Now, the reason you might pick one over another is really just aesthetics. Some customers love the way that this blends in with the back of their car, gives it a really factory look. The natural brushed finish is actually a 316 grade stainless, so it's often called marine grade, and it's also food safe. In terms of what it can handle, being stainless means it can take heat, so hot pots aren't a problem on the tables. It can also take a bit of a beating, so don't be afraid to apply a little bit of force to the table, things like using an AeroPress or even rolling out pizza dough. Now for vehicles that have rear door cards, we actually produce replacement door cards. Now these are made from lightweight, durable materials that allow us to give you a really factory look and provide a great surface for mounting the table too. So these can be made from aluminium, like the 76 here, or we even use composite materials like on the Jimny, which is made from a mix of a recycled and virgin HDPE and is UV stable, scratch resistant and impact resistant. Installation on these is super easy. In fact, one of the things we focus on most during our R&D and design process is creating an intuitive DIY install. That all said, you may find it a little bit daunting to install a table or a cage if you're not used to being on the tools. So in every one of our products, you'll find a comprehensive set of instructions. These will tell you not only the best way to install that product, but also the best installation order if you're installing multiple products to your vehicle at one time. On most of our instructions, you'll also see this little QR code on the front. Scan that and it'll take you to a video install that you can follow along at home. So that's our rear door range. To learn a little bit more about the options that we have for your vehicle, check out our website or look at the other videos on our YouTube channel.